here you could play in a fourth position with the third finger on a D string. Then go back into the second position. And here I went into the third position again. So, third position and then fourth. Stay in a fourth. Question here, and again you could play it in the first position. So let's break it down a little bit. We went a little bit too far. You could play the whole thing in the first position. If we start at the end of measure 15, but we try to avoid that because our third finger is busy here, and then it has to jump into the second position. And that's why we start in a fourth position here and then go back into the second position. So let's try to play the whole thing in a first position. It's a more open sound in the first position, so you can experiment with it, something new. And then you could go into the third position in this case, and then into the second. I would find it really difficult to play it in the first position because your fourth finger has to be on both strings here. It's definitely possible. Basically, you can play everything in the first position. Just don't turn anything you choose into a total religion. No, I'm only going to play in a third position, or I'm only going to play in a first. Just stay flexible and play with it, and that way you can discover more colors. So if we start again, the end of measure 15, and then go into the third position, for example, back into the second, so here we're playing, these notes should be connected. So here, try not to use too much time here. Then we break the melody apart. So we hear the G and G, and here, yeah, and here is another melody. It also wants to be connected. So if you hear all the notes, right? So try to break this chord really fast so that you can stay on these notes without too late, right? You broke it apart and you lost your line. So stay on your path by following the melody. And here you could go into the third position, and then fourth, and first, and again you can play with playing the first position. Let's try that. And we stay on a C because it's longer. It's not, but it's, so practice this one so that you can break it. Breaking it is not a very good word. So if you can go really fast, practice like that, yeah? And make sure you don't do it too much because your pinky might get really tired. Relax your hand in between. Actually, take a break. Relax your shoulders in between. That's very, very important. And try again. This would be like so unusual for classical musicians. Like, oh my goodness, I'm playing one note on the E string, the other one on the A, and then again on the E string. We're always trying to avoid that by going into higher positions. But again, you can experiment with it. It's a completely different sound. It's a very open and vulnerable sound. It's really open to absolutely everything. And that's something new. And new things are refreshing. And even if you decide not to perform like that, it's interesting to practice it like that in order to make the whole piece sound more open and more like in the old days, like when people played mostly in the first position. And here, this is the melody. Yes, make it really clear. Position or in a second. Just make sure not to emphasize the B flat because it's C. C is the stronger note. Okay, what did we do here? We stayed in the first position. So here we basically go away. And then we start again. It's like there's a fresh wind that came in. Here everything is gone. But not completely. And it comes back. And it grows. Here I would definitely go into the second position because, well, it's possible to play with third, fourth, and second fingers, but it's so much more comfortable to play it in a second position. Give it a try. And we stay in a second position. And here we try to connect these two because our melody is, yeah, and here. It's always good to hear all the different voices and to find a melody. And perhaps there are two melodies, right? And perhaps there is a hidden melody somewhere. So find it. And again, we practice it legato. We make the impossible possible. 2 chords on 1 bow. Try. It's crazy, but it's possible. It We're only practicing that way. We're not performing that way. We're just trying to connect those notes as much as possible so that people hear that legato, which is actually not a legato, but we practice. And then we try. And we stay on the E flat. It sounds really connected. So let's try it one more time. And again. This is what we're looking for. And you have to tune your violin in between because getting out of tune. Especially when your fingers get really hot. Let's try this again. Let's try it in the first position. Try it again. It's definitely possible. Now I just pluck the E string, unintentionally of course. It happens when you take your finger off really fast and you don't take it up, but you take it away sideways, and that's how you pluck the string unintentionally. It happens very often, especially when you're a total beginner. You probably remember those times. So make sure you take your fingers up. They always come from above and they go up as well, not sideways.